ordinarily you would think that my low would involve the fact that this is the first Wednesday in a good while that I haven't talked about the masked anything. And yeah, on a technical note, that's exactly what it is. But really, yesterday really wasn't all that bad. I mean, it kind of dragged a little, but it wasn't really anything crazy. So with that said, my high yesterday was the fact that, because nothing was really going on and because I was pretty much all by myself yesterday, it gave me some time to think, to process, if you will. Specifically, what I haven't talked about in a good while, or what kind of video I haven't done in a good while. So, my act of kindness yesterday was, I actually had to do, did I do? What did I do yesterday? Oh, right. I visited my grandma and I went to get her a coffee. So, that was my act of kindness. So, with that being said, it's been a pretty long time since I did a TP Tales, isn't it? So, yes, even now, I can actually still find something to talk about Trinity Polling that I haven't talked about yet. So, with that out of the way, good morning and happy Thursday, everyone. So, you guys are all probably thinking, Nick, you've shown us Trinity Polling. You've talked about, what classes you've taken for the actually, there are some classes I haven't talked about yet, but I will be getting to that soon. Hence the class and session videos. You talked about, some of your sports athletic accomplishments. I did, football. I did cross country, wrestling, and track. What else about Trinity Polling haven't you talked about yet? Well, that's actually the thing. All my classes and all my sports, that was literally Monday to Saturday. So that just leaves the question. What did I do on any given Sunday? And that's what this video is about. So basically, this is a video that will talk about, what I did on Sundays, because it's really not a day I haven't talked about in any sort of, retrospect. I mean, again, class and sports were all Monday through Saturday, because, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, full class days, sports prizes in the afternoon. And, Wednesday and Saturday were half days, and that's when you had more time for, sports, athletic events and such. So, needless to say, around the time it was, especially when I started doing wrestling, Saturday got to be particularly, busy, because I'd be gone almost the entire day from campus. Because, I was at a different school, obviously. Actually, in a different state. Yeah, I don't think I've really mentioned this very often, or if I have, it probably wasn't very often. But Trinity Polling, while it's technically in the state of New York, we actually had to do a lot of sports athletic events with prep schools from the Connecticut area. I almost said that it was near Greenwich, but that's not even remotely the case. But yeah, a lot of Connecticut-related schools. So from literally of the possible 168 hours that you have in a week, 144 of them were pretty much dedicated, school and sports and whatever. Seriously, I was so dedicated, because here's the thing. Yeah, I talked about some of my, how I had contemplated suicide around the time I was Trinity Polling. Well, actually, it was long before that, but around the time I was thinking about actually doing it. But while I was there, I was still in school. I still had to get my schoolwork done. And it actually showed because I was so diligent in getting my work done. Like, if it was like right at the end of the day, when I had just a little bit of time to grab my stuff to prepare for going to, sports, especially back when I did cross country, because I felt I had the most time. No kidding, I just worked on my math homework. That's how much of a dedicated student I was. But, and all that said, what did I do on Sundays? Well, Sunday did have sort of a schedule. It really wasn't anything too particularly major, and for the most part, you were on your own. But for those who didn't fill out some sort of pass in order to go home for the weekend, which I never did because I'm not going to spend near 7+ hours in a car, which is a lot more time than I would like to spend in a car than I would at home. So, Sundays were pretty quiet. They were pretty mundane, if you will. Now, on certain Sundays, we would have Sunday chapel, which was around, I want to say, 9 o'clock, I think. It was fairly early. And it was really to keep tabs on students who, may have actually left campus on Saturday night, who didn't fill out a pass. Like, seriously, some students just simply walk off campus and hope to high heavens that they don't get caught. For the record, I never did that, nor do I want to do that, but that's exactly what happened. So, after church, you'd have a breakfast at, the barn, but that was where the dining hall was. So we had breakfast there. And from that point on, you were on your own. Maybe if there was lunch over at the barn you wanted to go or whatever. But me personally, I use this as a time to sort of walk around, look at stuff. That's what I would do. So, I think it was like the very first Sunday I thought about doing this. Because here's the thing, if you're going to leave campus and you clearly weren't going home, you still had to sign out because what are the off chances that someone's going to be looking for you? I don't know. Well, that's not true. I mean, sometimes I would do this, sometimes I wouldn't, but for sure, I would definitely do some schoolwork because, here's the thing, if I had schoolwork, I'd try to get it done before the weekend because no one wants to do schoolwork on the weekend. No one does. It was already bad enough we had to go to school on Saturday. You think I want to waste it on Sunday too? So, as soon as I felt I wanted to go, I would walk over to Cluet, which is the main building on campus, and sign out. And from that point on, I walked all the way from Trinity Pauling to the town of Pauling. It really wasn't that particularly far of a walk. I'd say about, less than a mile. I think it would take me like less than 15 minutes to walk from like the entrance of Cluet to when you first see the CVS in Pauling. Yeah, no, because that was like the main convenience store in Pauling. It was a CVS. And it was at this point, this is where I would get my lunch. Just because, I was hungry. I did walk all the way there and I was hungry. So, for the most part, I would actually go to a place called Mama's, which I have talked about before, which I felt was the Anelio's of the Pauling area. That's how good it is. Get a couple slices and a soda, and if I wanted dessert, there's actually a really great bakery in Pauling. A really, really great one. I forget what it's called. Hold on a second. I'll just quickly look it up. Hold on. Bakery in Pauling, New York. It was called McKinley and Doyle. That's what it's called. McKinley and Doyle. And actually, it was right next door to the Appalling Bread Company as well. Actually, I believe they're like right across from each other. And Sunflower Bakery. I checked out Sunflower Bakery once or twice. They're all really good. I'm actually I just looked up to see if any of them were where they are. But yeah, McKinney and Doyle was usually like a place where I think I would get like a frosted cookie or something from there. I forget. It's been a while since I've been there. But they were always really, really good. And if I need anything from CVS, I walked in. I mean, really, I think I only went to CVS like a handful of times that was with my folks. Actually, it was around the springtime of 2009 where I walked into CVS and I actually saw that the movie Notorious, that one Biggie Smalls movie, it looked interesting, so I checked it out. I liked it. It was pretty good. I liked learning about Biggie Smalls' life and watching like the what do they call it, the bonus features that talked about like some of the behind the camera stuff. That was really cool. But after I was done Pauling, I simply walked back. Although one habit I did get into the habit of that I really liked doing was, let's be honest, I said it really wasn't that far of a walk, but, it's still kind of far. So, thought, hey, why not listen to some good music? I think I would listen to songs like, definitely quite a few Beatles songs. All You Need Is Love was definitely something I listened to a lot. She Loves You, also are the Beatles, I really listened to a lot. One song I really listened to a lot, though, just because I was walking and because it's such an iconic image, was Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. I can actually... never mind. But, I listened to that. It was just great. Now, sometimes I was actually lucky, and my parents would visit me on Sundays, because they could. And we kept it pretty simple. We just hung out in my room, talked, drove around if I needed, toiletries or stuff like that. Being the awesome parents that they were, they helped me, which was really, really awesome. And, we'd go out to, dinner or sort of like a lunch or a dinner type thing. I showed them Putnam Diner. There was really great places. And, there was one place that's not there anymore. I think it's, old and run down. I forget what it's called, but that was really good, too. But, I showed them Putnam Diner. Sometimes we went for Mama's Pizza for dinner. Sometimes a couple times you got to a Great Wall for Chinese food. Actually, that's another place I would go to sometimes if I ever walked to a Pauling, was a Great Wall. That was really good too. But yeah, all in all, Sunday was surprisingly a lot more, packed than you'd think, but in a good way. I mean, if I wasn't walking to Pauling and checking out the town, I'd stay in, relax, work on some schoolwork, watch YouTube videos. It was around the time I started getting into Pokemon again. So, I played Pokemon too. Yeah. Honestly, Sunday was a pretty good day of the week. That's not to say other days of the week weren't bad either. Today is Thursday. Again, happy Thursday, everyone. So, there's a lot going on today. We got Kenan Thompson as the newest guest on Hot Ones today. I grew up watching Kenan Thompson on shows like All That and Kenan and Kel. Looking forward to that. The Go Big Show is tonight. Looking forward to that too. So, yeah. Man, I'm really thinking about how much I really liked Pokemon back then. I mean, I still really like it now. But man, like this is when, okay, seriously, like lots of people have like their like sort of version of the game that people want. But I say this on you, one of the best, hands down, no kidding, Pokemon Platinum. Not to mention, have the coolest version mascot ever. Not to mention, that version mascot has one of the greatest boss battles in the game ever. You know, I'll put a link in the description below about that. So, yeah. With that being said, I hope everyone has, like, favorite, share, hit the subscribe button, follow me on the platform, turn notifications on YouTube. I'm very humble in this video for all of you guys who watch and enjoy for today. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Thursday. And remember, if you guys want to talk to the channel, always be here to lend an ear and always see you back. Take care and make good choices. And, I wonder. Well, you can tell by the way I use my words. I'm a woman's man. No time to talk. Woman's man. No. I screwed up the lyrics. Music's loud and woman's warm and kicked around since I was born. Now it's alright. It's okay. You may look the other way. And we can try to understand the New York Times effect on man. I still got it. See ya.